Hey, and welcome to a haunting night of reading. This is the best comic books and manga to read on Halloween.
So the honorable mentions are the 30 Days of Night series, Wormwood, both of which are illustrated by Ben Templesmith, Hellboy, and literally anything by Junji Ito. I did a review on the first volume of Vampire Hunter D a couple years ago. I have a very soft spot in my heart for this series because it was one of the very first anime films that I had ever watched. Vampire Hunter D is originally written by Hideyuki Kikuchi, originally conceptualized by Final Fantasy's character designer Yoshitaka Amano, and the manga was adapted and illustrated by Saiko Takaki. The manga series is based upon Hideyuki Kikuchi's novel series of the same title. The story of Vampire Hunter D is the chronicles of our main character, D. He travels across the lands in search of cities, towns, and villages, or people who are willing to hire him. He is usually hired when people are in dire need of removal of vampires, ghouls, zombies, demons, monsters, werewolves, and so on and so forth. The series itself has completed with a total of 8 volumes. The final volume, Volume 8, was published in January of 2023. I will warn you, if you are looking to have the complete series, Volumes 3 and 4 are incredibly hard to come by. If you're lucky, you can find them for a reasonable price, but I will say good luck. I myself got insanely lucky and recently found Volumes 3 and 4 for an incredible price to complete my collection. Anyway, Vampire Hunter D is a great read for the Halloween season, so sit down, crack it open, and get ready for some blood-sucking fun. Trick or Treat was written and illustrated by a collection of people. It is based off the concept and film by Michael Dougherty. Each chapter is its own little story, but it has the evening's events play out in different perspectives of different characters. Now, I have not seen the film, but it appears that the stories are based directly off the film segments, so really it's just a comic adaptation that is really true to the film. So it might be worth reading the stories and then watching the movie after you're finished for an evening filled with horror. Containing lots of unsettling stories and horrific imagery, Trick or Treat should be a staple read during the nights leading up to Halloween. Tokyo Zombie is written and illustrated by Yusaku Hanakuma and published by Last Grasp. The comic is the story of jiu-jitsu practitioners Fujiopan and Mitsuo, but Hanakuma refers to them as Afro and Hage. Hage, which literally translates to Baldy. This is how awesome this comic is. The main characters are named Afro and Baldy. These two ruffians are in survival mode when a zombie apocalypse begins. It's filled with humor, martial arts, and really crappy illustrations referred to as Heta-uma, which translates to bad but good. It's a quick little read, it's goofy, it's fun, and it's a great zombie story. Bloodborne is a video game developed by From Software and directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki. It was released for the PS4 in 2015. Bloodborne, the graphic novel, was written by Alice Cott, illustrated by Piotr Kowalski, and colored by Brad Simpson and Kevin Enhart. This series is filled with cosmic horror, disgusting, malformed creatures, and plenty of blood. The Bloodborne graphic novel has 6 volumes so far, and they have released a box set containing volumes 1 and 3, and they are releasing a second box set featuring volumes 4 and 6 in early October. I cannot wait until they release a complete collection of this series because it's absolutely fantastic and amazingly illustrated. It's filled with familiar characters, enemies, bosses, and locations from the game. It is a truly fantastic read and an amazing representation of one of my favorite video games. Cat-Eyed Boy is written and illustrated by Kazuo Umez and was originally released from 1967 to 1976. Viz Media has been releasing deluxe hardcover versions of the series since 2023, and these are the versions that I own. The story is about, well, you guessed it, a cat-eyed boy. He moves from house to house like a stray cat, causing trouble and witnessing horrors that happen around him. The illustrations have this certain grit that really adds to the feeling of unease, almost like everything has a layer of darkness about it. The classic illustrations appeal to me so deeply. Filled with plenty of horrific and haunting imagery and stories, Cat-Eyed Boy is one classic manga that is perfectly suited for a haunting night in on Halloween. And finally, we have The Walking Dead. Written by Robert Kirkman and illustrated by Tony Moore and Charlie Adlard. Published by Image Comics, The Walking Dead had an original run from 2003 to 2019. The Walking Dead has become one of the staples in the zombie genre. Much like its classic brethren, the Of the Dead series, it's a zombie lover's paradise. And truthfully, the lore comes out with this series because this is where the name ZombieJohnny came from. Yep, my absolute love for zombie movies and horror films in general. Now, I will say that I have not completed this series. One of the main reasons is because I really deeply prefer Tony Moore's illustrations over Charlie Adlard. So in this case, I am really only talking about Volume 1 of The Walking Dead. I really love this issue, and many years ago I decided to sell the rest of my collection, but I knew I had to hold on to Volume 1. I have since decided to start saving to collect the series once again. Don't get me wrong, I think I made it to Volume 13 or 14, and I really did enjoy the series up until that point. The Walking Dead is a fantastic series, and on Halloween, I suggest you enjoy it whatever way you like, either the TV series or the comic series. Knowing it's not possible to crush the whole thing in a night, I think that it's worth marathoning either the comic or the TV series through the month of October.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a happy, healthy, and safe Halloween. Peace.